Arsenal won, Brentford won. I always have this issue with Brentford because they just know how to pick up points. I always have this thing about them where they just remind me of it, like the perfect counter-attacking team. Like they always stay in the game. They always be able to pick up points. But on the Arsenal end, you see, like it was kind of like not I won't say a boring game. It was kind of like a slow game. There wasn't really much going on. There was no like no, there wasn't much intensity. Obviously, we're kind of out of the title race right now, so it wasn't much intensity. It wasn't much like we were still on the high of the Real Madrid game, innit? So like it felt like it was a game that no one really cared about that much. But what I was looking at the most was the players that came in. Will they give Arteta a headache for Wednesday? That's how I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it as you got players like I looked at the team sheet and obviously White wasn't there, which is a bit of a shame. But I'm looking at the team and thinking, okay, Kivio and Saliba makes sense to play them because they need to keep that chemistry and to keep practicing together before Real Madrid. Then you got Party was at right back. Okay, I guess he just put him on there because obviously there was no Ben White and he wanted to give Timber a rest. Okay, I can understand that. Calafiori's out as well. And Tierney was left back. So Tierney had a really good game defensively anyway. He had a good game. He kept Bremo quite quiet for majority of the game. Raya in goal, understood. Midfield was Jorginho, makes sense to give Party was at right back. Rice, I wanted Rice to get rested, but he was there. And Zinchenko, he had quite a good game as well. Zinchenko was in the Odegaard position. Odegaard was on the bench. Then he played Waneri on the right instead of Saka. Saka was on the bench. Trossard and Martinelli. Now Martinelli makes sense because I want him to keep up his form because he's getting his form back. And Trossard makes sense. So I'm looking at the players like Trossard, like Waneri, like um not so much Tierney, but what's his name? Zinchenko. I'm looking at these players like you need to give Arteta a problem. More so I'm looking at Trossard because I know Waneri's not gonna start on Wednesday. So really I'm looking at Trossard to say, yeah, you need to make sure that you're performing today to give Arteta a headache. Does he do it? Of course not. Of course he doesn't. I'm looking at the game thinking, bro, like you're probably the worst player on the pitch. Trossard's the worst player on the pitch. I don't know. I don't understand what he's actually doing. I'm seeing what Arteta's done. I think it makes sense what you're doing, the players that you're playing. Then I'm looking at the players that are actually playing, thinking, okay, yeah, now you've got your this is your moment to just kind of do your thing and help people like Waneri through the game, and because you still got a lot of experience on the pitch. Trossard is acting like a child. I don't know what he's doing on the pitch today. He's twisting, turning. He's doing all these flicks. He passes at the wrong time. He shoots at the wrong time. I don't know what he's doing. I ain't got a clue what Trossard does, bro. Like we've had a big sample size of Trossard because Martinelli was out for a while and a few players were out, and he started about 10, 12 games in a row. Not good enough. Trossard's not good enough. It's as simple as that. Like not good enough. Was that Waneri, you can't really go in too much on Waneri. He hasn't given. Waneri is the type of player that he needs the ball. Without the ball, he's got a lot of work to do without the ball. But he's a young player. He's back up to Saka. That's how I see it. Next season, you go Saka, right wing, Waneri is the backup. We can come and give Saka some rest, fill in when Saka's not playing, stuff like that. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? The issue we've got is with Trossard because Trossard is the problem. Because if he plays in the 10, he doesn't play well. If he plays on the left, he doesn't play well. If he plays up front, doesn't play well. He plays right wing, he doesn't play well. Trossard never doesn't ever play well. He only plays well when he's coming off the bench. So I mean, it's a good squad player when you're coming off the bench. But when you've got players missing and then you're starting, we still need you to be a good squad player. We don't need you to just only be a good squad player when you're coming off the bench. We need you to be a good squad player when you're starting sometimes as well. He never ever plays well when he starts. I don't understand that. That's the biggest conundrum ever. I don't understand Trossard at all. Like Waneri can't really play with players like Trossard because Trossard's in his own world. He literally plays in his own world. He's literally does his own thing for the whole game. But I don't understand half the things he's trying to do half the time. Like he twists and turns fair enough. Then you got a through ball to Ranieri. You don't do that. You twist back in. Then you shoot from 40 yards randomly. I'm like, what are you actually doing? So it's hard to judge to say to people like Waneri, yeah, because Waneri didn't have a good game today. But it's hard to have a good game when you've got people like Trossard who are doing it with you. It's hard to do that. Like when Odegaard come on, you can see the difference because Odegaard, even though he's not been playing well. He is a glue in our team, and you can see that when he came on, you can tell the ball just sticks to him. The ball wherever he is, the ball finds him somehow. They just find the ball finds him. That's how he is. He's one of those players. Whereas and Arteta played Trossard for the whole game today, and he was awful when before Odegaard, Saka, and Lewis Skelly came on, and he was terrible when they came on. He was he was shockingly bad today. I didn't mean to make this whole video about Trossard, but he was so bad today. I'm trying to think. You've made it so easy for everyone to just be like, you can't play on Wednesday. And even in terms of like Martinelli and these players, no one really played that good today. It was just okay. It was a kind of just going through the motions game. Rice was obviously being Rice. He got an assist. Partey got a goal. So those two obviously stand out. Saliba and Kivior played well because they didn't really have anything to do. Like Mbemo and Wissa didn't have anything really until Wissa scored. And Wissa's one of them players that I said we should go and buy just as a squad player because I see him as like a really good squad player. But people were focused on Mbemo, but I think Wissa. But yeah, I don't know, man. It wasn't a very impressive game, but because we're still on the high of Real Madrid, we're not taking it too seriously. But the team did. I didn't feel like they weren't focused. I felt like they were still quite focused. It wasn't like I just feel like the game was a bit like it's on the come down for Real Madrid. So it's like, yeah, we're still happy. We drew today. Okay, it's not so bad. We still got Real Madrid. Let's just focus on the game. And we didn't play that badly. You know what I'm saying we didn't play that well either. It's like a kind of like a nothing game, really. But me, I'm seeing it as like, bro, I needed the players that played to prove their point today. Tierney had a good game. He kind of proved his point. But no one said, yeah, I have to start Wednesday. Like, where's that gone? Where you got players up like, bruv, this is what I did, and I'm gonna start Wednesday. Ranieri is the only one that kind of like, even though he didn't play that well, he's the only one that's kind of still trying to do his thing. Like, regardless of whether it's Brentford or regardless of whether it's the League Cup game or regardless of whether it's I'm playing a friendly or I'm trying to do my thing. You know what I'm saying? And you can see that in him. With Trossard, I'm not trying to just go on Trossard, but I'm saying one is 17 and one is meant to be an experienced player. And it's like Ranieri is the guy that's like, yeah, he knows what he's meant to be doing, and Trossard's in his own world. I really don't understand. I didn't. Today was a bit of a confusing game for a lot of reasons, but that was one of the major ones where you got a shot like Rice. You can just see when Rice is playing, it doesn't make a difference whether it's a Real Madrid or Brentford today. It's the same player who's doing the same thing, who's working the same effort. With certain players, you can tell that it was Brentford at home that no one really was too focused on. Do you know what I mean? You can tell. And I don't really like that attitude. Like, I'm not really a fan of that. I see it as you should be over the moon to be competing and try and win every single game and have the same attitude. We've got to beat Brentford today. And it goes for the crowd and all that as well. Like, not to say the crowd one is intense, obviously, naturally, but that's not an excuse. All that red and white that we did against Real Madrid, why are we not doing it today? We should be doing it today as well. Red and white all over the thing, the stadium announcement, the black and white and the lights. We should do that for every game. It should be standard practice, bruv. Every team should come there and be like, oh, it's a daunting game. This is a cauldron. Not just for the big games, man. Come on, man. Let's be serious, man. And when you do that, it seeps into the team. Arteta doesn't have that. Arteta's got this, we have to win regardless, but we've got to do it as well. You understand? You need to be winning every single game. But yeah, that's my take on it, man. It's just a little bit deflating today. It's not like I'm not overly excited. I wasn't overly excited before the game. I'm not overly excited after the game. It's just like we just joy Brentford and we kind of wait until Wednesday. It's one of them type of games, you know what I'm saying? But it's not meant to be. It's meant to be Nottingham Forest lost. We should have just cemented got a bigger gap. We're not careful. We'll start getting dragged into the top four race if we're not careful. So we need to make sure we just focus on and get the points on the board. But yeah, man, we're going to Wednesday. We try and get through that one though, man. You know what I'm saying?